Hello everyone! So I know this video is a little bit overdue. I posted on like November 11th that I wanted to record this, and just because of work and everything, I haven't had time to sit down when I wasn't exhausted to actually record it. So I'm doing it now, so I apologize that it's kind of taken a while. This is kind of my 1 month in plus in New York update vlog. This is literally like the first actual vlog I'm ever posting, so I'm not really gonna get too deep into like editing it and adding an intro and music and all of that stuff, because I really want these vlogs, like the update in New York vlogs, just to be kind of candid and not really like staged or edited much. That could very well change if I use like my actual camera, because right now I'm just using my webcam like connected to YouTube because lazy. I don't feel like getting my camera out, charging it, setting it up. I don't have a tripod. They're not going to do that. That's no. So I got off work early tonight. I was supposed to work till close at 12:30, but my manager let me off early because business was really slow and we had a lot of people, and I'm working a ton of hours for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And so I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna be fine. Like I don't really need. I was like, it was fine for me to go home. Sorry, I'm fixing this so that, yeah, there's no way that there's not gonna be a glare on my glasses, because lazy four eyes over here does not feel like putting her contacts in right now. Sorry about it. So if I keep doing this, I'm trying to like look over there so I'm not like, hey, what's up, glare on my glasses. So anyways, back to the point. I had asked everyone to comment on my status and ask me questions about how my first month has been and whatnot. I apologize, my voice is really hoarse right now. I have been, A, not drinking enough water, but B, I've been like talking nonstop at work a lot. Um, and I've not been like drinking enough water to compensate to like take care of my voice. And it's also like really, really dry in the city right now, and like my apartment is so dry. So I need to actually run my humidifier. Note to self, do that after I record this. So anyways, I'm not sick, I'm just hoarse from talking a lot. And I'm sure talking glottal fry is not helping currently. But anyways, if my voice teachers are watching this, sorry. Um, so I wanted to answer the questions that you had all left me. So if I'm like looking back and forth, it's because I'm looking at them on the screen and also trying to look at the camera. Anyway, here we go. So quite a few people left me questions. The first one was Allie Nye asked, what has been the hardest part about moving across the country to a new city, and what's been a blessing you didn't expect? Hardest part about moving across the country to a new city would probably be the fact that everything is more expensive here. And like I didn't really come like I didn't the only pieces of furniture that I brought with me were like my mattress and my desk. Everything else I got when I was here. And so like for the first week or two I didn't really have a lot. I was kind of sitting on the floor a lot. And I mean like you just kind of give up the luxury of like knowing a lot of people, I guess. Like I mean like I was fortunate enough to move and know quite a few people in the city already and like around the city. So I mean I wasn't really like, you know, at a disadvantage in that way. But you know, you miss your family, and that's hard, and you miss like the convenience of knowing where everything is. Like you don't think about that. You're like, you know where like all the Home Depots are, the Targets, the grocery stores, the banks. Like you know where everything is in your hometown. But like when you move to a new city, you don't necessarily know where, like you're like, oh, I know where my grocery store is, but like where's a hardware store? Where's, you know, like a shoe store and like that kind of thing. So that's kind of been like difficult. And it's all a part of getting acclimated. So I mean, nothing's been like really particularly hard except from like being away from my family and things being just unfamiliar and like having to kind of figure everything out. And a blessing I didn't expect. There's been a lot. I mean, I think I'm really lucky that I have one of my best friends in the entire world that I've known since I was in kindergarten, Alexa here. She and I haven't actually been able to hang out as much, but like knowing that she's here is like awesome and amazing because I've known her longer than I've known any of my other friends, and so that's been a huge blessing, is like having someone who's known me my entire life here. And then another blessing has been how quickly all of my other friends in the city have really like stepped up and like really like become a huge part of my life very quickly. Like um, my friend Adam and his boyfriend Ben have like become huge parts of my life. Like I had only ever met them like when I moved here. Like I met them for the first time officially like when I signed my lease, and I literally see them multiple times per week, and like they're huge parts of my life now, and I love seeing them. And like my work friends have been great. So yeah, that's been I was like kind of expecting like to, I don't know, like hang out by myself a lot, but like I keep very busy like going to hang out with friends, and everyone's been really really good about like checking in and being like, hey, how are you doing? And so that's been very nice. So thanks, guys. Joel from CMU asked me, what is the biggest change you've seen in yourself since moving? And knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to yourself your first year of college? The biggest change I've seen in myself since moving is that, I don't know, and I feel like everyone kind of this happens to them when they move to New York from like certain places in the United States. Like I'm a very like friendly, outgoing person, and like I like enjoy, I smile at everyone on the street and I like say hi, especially if I make eye contact with you, I'm usually like hi. And like since I've moved here, like you kind of have to get used to like if you're trying to get somewhere, like you put your headphones in, your head is down, and you're walking, and you're not looking at other people. And like I really try really hard to still like look at people and like acknowledge their existence, because like I don't know, it's been really really interesting. So I mean, I think that's been a huge difference, because like I'm very like friendly, and when I'm not at work and I'm just like commuting to get home to and from home, like I don't know, I think I've become kind of like a standard New Yorker, and that's kind of unfortunate because that's very different than how I typically act. um and I don't like not saying hi to people, but like sometimes like people look at you weird when you smile at them or like make eye contact with them. They're like, why are you looking at me? Or they think you're like up to something. Or I mean, like sometimes there are people that you know you don't want to make eye contact with because they will not follow you, but like they'll think they can get something from you if you make eye contact with them. Like they think that they can get money from you or like something like that. So I don't know, that's been kind of a weird adjustment, but yeah. And knowing what I know now, what advice would I give to myself my first year of college? Honestly, like, keep saving your money, and I would have told myself to pursue makeup more, because like I've always been into makeup, but like I never thought it was gonna like be a career thing for me. Like I was always just into it like for fun ever since high school, and then it kind of became a reality for a job for me like when I moved here. So, um, yeah, I would say like pursue makeup more, because now it's like a job for me that I really enjoy, and like I think I just would have tried to like start building my kit and like freelancing more, um, and like practicing more on other people, because that's like obviously a huge part of my job now. So yeah. But I worked my ass off in college, so I wouldn't have been like work harder or like do this, because like I worked my ass off in college, and I don't think there's much else that I could have done to have it, done that more. Sorry, not sure if that made sense, but anyways. Um, Kate, my sister, asked me, oh, so many philosophical, deep questions. She said, how does the city speak to you? Is there a specific place or sound or smell that resonates with you? Do you have a favorite time of day there? What do you hope to explore within the city in the coming years? When friends come to visit you, what's the first thing you want to do with them / show them? And do you miss home more or less than you thought you would? Okay, so, How does the city speak to me? That's really deep. Um, I think the city speaks to me the most in the people who play music in the subways, like stations. Um, I always hate when I'm like rushing to get to work or like I'm really tired and I just like don't have or I don't have the time to like actually stand and like listen to people because like there are some actually really talented people that play music on the subway. So, um, that's always really cool to like hear, especially to hear people playing like music from their culture. Like there's a guy who plays his sitar a lot, and he's really good. And I love listening to him. He's like always at the 42nd Street station. There's a couple like Motownish groups that like I see occasionally, and like I'm always like, God, like why can I not stop and like actually listen to you? Because they're really good. Um, but yeah, that's always really great. Is there a specific place or smell or sound that resonates with you? Good or bad? Because like there's a lot of bad smells here. A lot of bad smells. And those resonate with me in a negative way because I'm like, this is disgusting. Um, but a place or sound? I don't know. Like I don't think you ever really like for me at least, I still haven't gotten over like Times Square, like as a place. I don't know. Like it's still, I don't know, it's still cool to me. Like I've been to New York a bunch of times now, and now that I live here, like I still like think Times Square is like most of the time pretty magical. Um, sound, not really. Favorite time of day, whenever shows are getting out. So like 10:30, 11. When everyone's like coming out of the shows and like I can watch all of that happen like because like the traffic in Times Square changes when all the shows get out because everyone just goes into Times Square and you can just see people walking with like their show programs and everything and I like watch them as they go by the window and I'm like you just saw a show, you probably had the best experience and I'm so happy for you. So that's I think my favorite time of day. um, what do you hope to explore within the city in the coming year? The other boroughs. Because I've only been to Manhattan and Brooklyn. I've not been to Queens or the Bronx. Well, I've been to the Bronx like one time to pick up Cassandra to go to Point Sebago, and that was it. Um, but yeah, I want to explore the other boroughs more. And I've only seen a couple places of Brooklyn even. So that. When friends come to visit, what's the first thing you want to do with them slash show them? Restaurants, food, food. Because, like, they can go do touristy stuff on their own, but, like, I want to eat and, like, catch up with them. I don't know, like, I don't really have, like, cool places. I'm like, ooh, look at this cool, like, dive bar that I found. Like, I don't even have those places yet. So, I mean, like, I have a lot of cool restaurants that are, like, are around me that I really like, that I'd be like, hey, listen, we have to go to this place because it's really good. So that. Eat. Food. Always. Um, do you miss home more or less than you thought you would? This is hard because I like didn't think I was gonna miss home that much. Like, to be honest, like I'm very independent and like I've known I was moving for such a long time that like I never I never was like it wasn't like a shock that I moved. Like I had time to like mentally and emotionally prepare myself to move. I mean like of course it's hard and like I miss my mama. Like I talk to her almost every day, like at least on the phone or via text. Um, But I mean, like, I already wasn't spending time at home. Like, I was at school, and, like, I was not ever home, and, like, I was never here over the summer. Like, I always lived in a different state for work. So, I mean, like, I guess less. But, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I love my home. Like, Michigan and Detroit is, like, that's always home. But, like, I've always moved around, and, like, I love traveling. So, I guess I don't usually get, like, attached to like, one place very easily. Like, so less, I guess. Um, my mom asked me if you were to have a party tonight and you had the option to invite 3 current Broadway actors, who would you choose and why? Current, um, Bryce Pinkham from Gentleman's Guide because he's hilarious. I've seen the show twice now, and I met him the second time I saw it. I waited at the stage door and just like chatted with him, and he was like super cool. So I feel like like he'd be fun to like come over and like have a couple drinks with and like chill and talk. Um, Currently on Broadway, God, there's so many. I don't even know like who's who. Uh, um, so hard to say. I should have thought about this before I started recording this video and wrote down my answers because that would have made it less long. I mean, like, who doesn't want to hang out with Brian Darcy James? Like, he's really cool. Um, Sierra Boggess is on Broadway right now. She'd be fun. She'd be a bundle of laughs. I'd like to have a glass of wine with her. But like George Takei, I don't know how to say his last name. He's on Broadway right now. That would be fun, right? He's in Allegiance. That'd be cool. I don't know. Casey Chic is off Broadway right now. She was in the Broadway cast of Hair. Cassie, Chic, I'm probably pronouncing all of these names very wrong, but I don't know them personally, so I couldn't tell you. No one ever pronounces my last name right, and that's why I changed my stage name. So, she and I are actually friends on Facebook, and so she's like, I don't know, she's like really talented and quirky, and she's played a lot of roles that I want to play, so like I would really want to have her over and be like, I need to ask you questions. I don't know what that was, so just ignore it. And then my mom asked, in one complete sentence, only one, describe your first month and a half in NYC. My first month and a half in NYC has been a whirlwind. Yep. Adam Zink asked me a few questions. What pleasant surprise did you discover in your first week? Pleasant surprise that it only takes me 20 minutes to get to work on the train. I have a very short commute. The location of my apartment is very convenient because I'm right between two major subway stops. And so it takes me it's convenient for me to get to transportation, I guess is what I'm saying. Does that work? Cool. How did you deal with any unpleasant surprises? I don't think I've had many unpleasant surprises yet, thankfully. My gas is out right now, so I can't cook. That's really annoying. I'm gonna harass my landlord about it tomorrow via phone call because my gas has been out for a week and I'm kind of pissed about it. So, yeah, I'm just gonna make a lot of phone calls and be like, you need to fix this faster or make an adjustment on my rent. Thanks. Has Beyonce asked you to do her makeup yet? Have you seen the size of my apartment? I think if Beyonce had asked me to do her makeup, my apartment would be larger than 10 by 11 feet. Does that answer your question? No, she does not. Okay, so here's the follow-up to that, is favorite celebrity run-in so far. Okay, so I posted about this. Oh no, I like this pillow. I want it to be seen. Do you like my pillow? I live in a little forest land. I'm like actually not even looking to see what you can see. Okay, so I have like my forest blankie on my couch, and then my forest pillow. Oh, now it's in frame. And then my little tree fort bed back here, like I live in a forest. It's kind of what I'm going for. Anyways, favorite celebrity run-in so far was Melanie Lapatin from So You Think You Can Dance. I mean, like, she's a world famous ballroom choreographer. That's her claim to fame. Like, not So You Think You Can Dance. Like, she was famous before the show, obviously. But I was helping her, and we were like looking at some lipsticks, and I knew she looked familiar. I was like, who is this woman? Like, I know who she is. Or she just has a really familiar face. And I had asked her, I was like, what's your name? And she said, Melanie. I was like, Melanie, I was like, why do I know you? And she was like, well, are you a dancer? And I was like, kind of. And she was like, do you watch So You Think You Can Dance? And I'm like, yeah, I've watched every season since season 2, except for the last couple, just because I haven't had time or cable. So, she was like, yeah, I'm Melanie Lapatin. I'm a choreographer on that show. And I was like, and then like everything clicked into place, and I was like, hi, I like you, your work. And I said something equivalent to that, as embarrassing as that. And I just like shook her hand, and I was like, I'm sorry, you're the first like famous person I've met since I've moved here. Like, other than waiting at stage doors to meet Broadway stars, because that's different. But like, and then she was like, oh, like, you're so sweet, and blah, 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 and we talked, and she got the stuff that she needed to get, and then she was like, I really like you, like, I want you to, like, be my girl whenever I come in here, and I, like, literally almost cried, because I was like, oh my god, okay, yes. And then she came in a few days later, and I was talking to her again, and I helped her grab a couple more things that she had needed, and she, like, just grabbed my phone number and was like, yeah, you're my girl. And I was like, okay, yes. So that's been the coolest experience, I guess, for me, is Melanie Lapatin. Look her up if you don't know who she is. She's an amazing dancer and choreographer, so she's brilliant. Okay, last question comes from CJ Malloy, who is my mentor from the musical theater program at CMU, who also lives in the city. Any common misconceptions that you realized were untrue after moving here? That everyone is super high fashion and wears like really, really cool clothes all the time. Because that's like kind of true, but only in certain places as far as I've noticed. Because I was worried that I was gonna have to like revamp my whole wardrobe when I moved here because I was gonna look like a total slob. But like the thing that I realized is like anyone, like if you're out during the day, most of the people that you see on the street are either in retail, so they're wearing like all black or like some kind of retail looking uniform, or they're like in business or finance, and so they're in like suits and pantsuits and like business clothes. But like, yeah, when you go out, like I mean, like everyone looks just as fashionable, I guess, to me anyways, as they do like anywhere else. Um, Maybe a little bit more on trend, like as opposed to like Northern Michigan, but that's Northern Michigan. Everyone wears jeans and flannel. It's, you know what I mean? Like everyone looks nice, but like it's New York City, so like yeah, like so a lot of people like either have more money or they're like, I mean, like yeah, the fashion students, like they always look amazing. Like we're right by FIT, and of course like they always look good. But I mean, I'm like, I'm wearing like a cardigan like I got at Target and a black V-neck. I would walk around like this downtown. Like for me, it's more about like personally, like I would, if I have my face done, I'm like, I don't care what I'm wearing because my face looks good, so whatever. And I also was not raised to really like value. I mean, like I don't care. Like I want to look nice, but like I don't like try to impress anyone. Like I'm like, okay, like if I'm just running to go get something at the store, like I'm not gonna go out and like go out of my way to like look cute. So don't care. Wow, this video is really long. I don't even think I can upload this whole thing. So yeah, ways. That's it. This video is 24 minutes long. I apologize if you've watched this whole thing. You are amazing. There will be more vlogs in the future. I've told a few people I'm trying to like, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do makeup tutorials, but I'm definitely going to do like product reviews and recommendations and like more update videos like this and that kind of thing. And I'm also hopefully going to eventually be posting like performance material like once I get some stuff recorded. And, you know, if any major life events happen, I'll kind of try to update via video or Facebook post about that. But thanks for everyone that asked questions. I appreciate it, and I'm sure that there will be lots more coming that I just get in person. And, you know, if anything in particular stands out as an extraordinary question that I feel inclined to share with the world, share an answer with the world, then I will. But yeah, thanks again for posting your questions. Thank you everyone for being inquisitive about how I'm doing. I'm doing really well. You know, like I'm busy as hell with work, and I'm just now kind of starting to get an idea of like how to ask for time off and like, you know, because I didn't want to ask for time off to go do a lot of auditioning like right away because I kind of wanted to be stable in the job first, and like, you know, I'm not ever going to be like stable until they take me on, if they take me on full time at the end of the first week of January. So until then, I'm going to kind of like trying not to take time off because I want to work as much as possible to show them that I'm dedicated so that they do take me on full time because I really do like my job. And I don't think many people are lucky enough to say that they really like their day job. I love my day job, so I think I'm pretty lucky. I'm making a lot of really good friends, and actually there are so many people with really good connections that come into the store. So, like I'm not rushing off to like, you know, find something else. Like I really like my job. So, you know, dance classes and auditions will start, you know, within the next probably month or two. You know, with December and January kind of around the corner. So, keep everyone updated, but stop pestering me. I'll post about when I start doing stuff. Like, don't worry, you'll know. But yeah, now that this video is almost 30 minutes long and you've wasted 30 minutes of your day watching me talk about random shit, love you all, and I'll post again hopefully soon. Bye.